morning. Good morning, people. Good morning. What's up? Good morning. Just eating some breakfast. Yes, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had an amazing breakfast. And this is so good. What am I eating? Voila. Okay, there you have it. Polenta and scrambled eggs. Très magnifique, right? Okay, you see the title. So today we're talking about it. Programming. You know, a lot of people don't even think about it. But it's happening. It's happening every day. And I hate to say it while I'm on the screen right now. But you know, I fall into the trap myself, so I'm trying to be more intentional, okay? All right. Good morning, people. Okay? We're going to be talking about this. The influence. TV. Let me just get some things together. And while I'm getting it together, I want you to think about the shows that you watch. The type of shows you watch and how it influences you. You know, I don't know about you, but man, sometimes I like to watch, you know, a lot of sports. You can get competitive. Yeah, I don't know who's in New York, but you ever find yourself, you know, walking faster than another person? We have like a little walkathon. I'm in New York, and sometimes we have a little walkathon. It's like you walk fast, I'm gonna walk faster. I'm like, no, I'm gonna walk faster than you. Man. And man, I'll tell you, if you like into winning, you understand. Because every winner knows nobody goes before them. Only after. I was first. I was first. I don't care if I was last. I was the first last person. Every winner knows that. Okay? All right. I want to talk about something most people don't even notice. But everybody's doing. Okay? We don't just watch TV anymore. We absorb it. We copy it. Copy, paste, repeat. Okay? We become what we watch on the TV. You don't notice that? And people who are parents, you better pay attention. Okay? Stop saying, oh, it was the game. Or, oh, it's not the game's fault. Or it's not the community. Everything you see is influenced. There may be some science to why Michael Jackson always kept a blanket over his child's face and they have to see the horrors of this world. You know, you see it enough, you might become cold enough to think that it's just normal. Okay? You have to be careful. Not just what you watch, but what other people around you are watching. Because it shapes who they are. You ever go out on a date with a guy and he just seems so kind. And it's like, wow, and he's so smart. He's so well put together. And then you get in his car, right? And he starts the engine and you hear the most ratchet, disgusting music on there about chopping people up and everything else. And you're like, yeah, it's getting kind of late. It's start thinking, I don't know about this one. Like, no, don't drive down that dark alley. No shortcuts. I'm telling you. Because you start wondering, like, because people are influenced by what they watch. Ask people what they watch. You don't know. You might ask the guy, oh, so what do you like to watch? And then he admits, oh, I like to watch gore. You know, I have a gore collection. You're like, what the hell? Well, I only watch serial killer movies. Like, oh, yeah, you do? I only like combat movies. Oh, that's nice. Something going on there? Okay. You become what you see on the TV. Because you can sit down and say, I'm just watching a show. And nothing. I'm just relaxing. You know, I'm just chilling. You know, your wife walk in like, oh my God, what's all this screaming? It's just a TV show. What happened? Man, he didn't make it. It's just a show. But your mind is still learning. Your mind is learning. Okay? It always takes note. It's taking note. It's always going to be taking note. Okay? So think about it. You watch something like a lifestyle show, and suddenly your idea of how you should live just starts shifting. You ever watch like a decorating show? I don't know, this gets me. You ever watch like a decorating show and you watch the people and they like doing all of this amazing, move that bus, and you see like they got the china all lined up in the cabinet, and they went and bought the little extra little dollar store fixtures that make it just have that little extra touch. And you're like, oh damn, that looks nice. Or they paint their room orange on one side, purple on the other, and they went and bought matching blankets, and you're like, man, I want to do that in my house. You know, you ever that? And you know, that's what happens. You know, you get like this. Get this energy, man. Let me go check. Let me go check. What are you doing over there? What? No. Dogs will be dogs, people. Yeah, I got the cutest little dog. The cutest. He's so cute. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna have to survive. You gotta scratch and survive, people. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. A little bit of reality, isn't it? Real life is never really as exciting as a planned TV experience. You know, it's always something going on. And people want their life to be like that. That's how they want their life to be. You start comparing your life to stuff you see on TV. Okay? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen all at once, but slowly. You start thinking about how people dress on Bridgerton. You will. You know, when Bridgerton came about, all of a sudden people need a little bit of, you know what I'm saying? Come on, that Bridgerton energy or whatever. I see you guys. You go to work and you got the Spider-Man socks on. Like little Spider-Man, little Batman tie, like nobody can't tell. You got the Batman tie on. Suddenly your idea of how you should live is shifting. Like I'm telling you, right? It just creeps up on you. One day you watching one of those Naked and Afraid shows, and you like, wow, they surviving. A week later, you're planting seeds and eating and snipping, what you grown. All of a sudden, you like got some survival skills, like a few little techniques. Man, you just sitting there at the beach, just relaxing, and then you remember something from Naked and Afraid, and whoop whoop whoop, you make a water well because you remember how to do it just from watching a survival show. You know what I'm saying? You ever watch like maybe like a repair show, like with them, like they're like building a house, carpenters and stuff like that. I don't know about you, but it gives me the energy. Okay, it gives me the energy to put on the tool belt or something. Maybe make something. Make something with some wood. Let's cut some wood. Like all of a sudden, I feel like an energy, like to actually do something in that field. If that's what I'm watching them make like art. Who hasn't painted with Bob? Come on, we all painted with Bob. Oh man. Okay. I'm just telling you guys, you just start you start putting it in your life slowly. You start thinking about how the people dress, how they talk, how they date, how they move through the world. And you start comparing your life to the scenes that were literally written by writers to entertain you. And you don't even notice it's happening. It just creeps up on you. Then there's the drama-based shows. Oh my goodness. Everyone's crying. Soap operas, reality TV, okay, conflict, heavy content. No, it's not normal for like somebody not know who their parents are, or it to be some type of secret situation where somebody gave their baby to this person and that person and all this weird stuff going on, and her name isn't Harold, it's Harriet, and it's like, what the hell is going on? A normal day isn't like that. Most people live their whole life pretty peacefully with nothing really much like wild happening. Nobody has a horse and a pony flying in their house at 3:00 in the morning. Okay, this isn't one of those crazy sitcoms. Your life is not a sitcom, and if it was, just like a writer's story, when you go too wild and extend yourself too far, very often the show has the end. There's no way to finish off after that. That's why I see a lot of people living their life. They all look like they all look like wannabe sitcom characters that could never fulfill their destiny. And they're just all walking around out there, lost, incomplete, because they went so far to the left. They went so far to the wrong side. They feel like they can't come back. Like there's no way to come back, but there actually is a way. Okay? First, we have to start being is intentional. Okay? Start being more intentional, people. Okay? Because like every situation doesn't have to have tension, all right? Every conversation, it has it. When you watch the TV shows, look, they got the tension and emotions and all the problems, okay? Every relationship doesn't need a problem. Maybe it's okay that it's quiet and there's nothing wrong. What's wrong with that? That's good. There shouldn't be drama. A lot of times there's nothing to argue about, so jealousy becomes a big thing. Obviously, there seems to be no problem, so yeah, just relax. Relax, okay? And people make moments more intense than they have to be. It's all in your head. All intensity, everything is like, I'm not gonna lie. I do actually notice people actually like becoming what they see in these movies and these TV shows. And they do build this intensity around their dark auras gathered in one space. Can be intense. Like, it can be intense. It's disgusting, but it is very intense, okay? Real life is calm. Real life is very calm. It starts to feel so boring. You're like, oh, I want to do something. Maybe learn how to rollerblade. Oh, I want to see Niagara Falls. This is boring. I've never been to the canyon. I have not lived. That's dangerous. I want to be dangerous. I want to ride a motorcycle. I want to ride on the wrong side of the road. Because real life isn't supposed to be constant in chaos. But that's what people want, okay? Then you've got the survival shows, like I was telling you earlier, all right? Survival shows. You can learn a lot from survival shows. You can. I wonder, is it even too late to fix my sound? Maybe I'll remember to put the mic on next time. But look, you got the survival shows, and I get it. Those are actually powerful in a good way. You watch people building fire, finding food, okay? Reading, in nature. That's crazy. Adapting, that's wow. Building their own little house and everything. Man, and suddenly you're thinking differently, You feel something. You start paying attention to the little skills. Way dude ties his rope. Like, oh, okay. Look how he tied that rope. All right. So now, man, I'm learning things. You start paying attention to all the skills, to nature, to discipline, to self-reliance. That's influence too. But it's constructive influence. Okay? Now, what about fitness and transformation shows? Man, you start watching what people eat. You start thinking about your own habits. You start adjusting without even realizing you're adjusting. You know what I'm saying? One episode becomes awareness, people. Then awareness becomes habit. The habit becomes identity. Just like that. And that's the part people seem to miss. The part they miss. It's not about one episode, okay? It's about repetition. Because what you watch consistently becomes your normal. And what becomes your normal becomes your mindset. That's why two people can watch the same type of content and walk away completely different. One person gets inspired. One person gets anxious. And maybe one more person gets motivated. Okay? One person starts feeling like they're lazy, lacking, not getting there. Same content, different mental effect. Everybody's going to feel differently. Okay? And I want to be clear. TV itself isn't the enemy. Okay? TV isn't the enemy. Entertainment isn't the problem. The problem is unconscious consumption. When you don't question what you're feeding your mind. When you don't realize how quickly influence builds up. Over time, it just keeps building up. There's a reason that people say change what you consume and you change how you think. And over time, you change how you live because your habits don't just come from discipline. They come from repetition, from exposure, from your environment. Okay? Even music. Even social media. Yeah, social media. It's just so chaotic. No. They feed you a certain amount of information and specific information based on your interests. Okay? Even the shorts, the short clips, they all play a role. It's all input. Okay? And your life is basically output. So the real question isn't what are you watching? The real question is what you're watching turning you into? What are you becoming from watching what you're watching? Start thinking about why you're watching whatever it is you're watching and how is it pouring into you. Because you can enjoy TV. You can relax. Anybody can. You can learn from it. Maybe not always. Sometimes we just laughing, But you can't afford to lose awareness inside it. Okay? Now that's the poltergeist, really. You can't afford you can lose yourself in it. Okay? There's a quote people often reference from Tupac Shakur. Okay? It's about changing how we live, how we think, and how we treat each other in order to survive and grow. And whether people take it literally or not, the message connects to this idea. If you don't control your inputs, your environment will control your direction. Okay? So I'll leave you with this. Watch what you love. Okay? Enjoy what you watch. But never forget to come back to your own life. Okay? Because your real story isn't on a screen. Neither is mine. It's what you do when the screen turns off. Okay? Later, guys.